Okay, hi everyone. I think it's on now. Wow. This feels so new. It's been a month, since I turned on live broadcast. And I'm so excited and so nervous. Hi everyone, please come in and tell me if you guys can hear me. Can you tell me if you guys can hear me? Because I really want to know if you can hear me, if my microphone is working properly. 안녕하세요, 여러분. 안녕하세요. Hello. 안녕하세요. Please come in. Oh, hi, Robin. And hi, everyone. Oh, you can hear me. Okay. Okay, that's great. Thank you so much, guys, for coming in. Wow, it's so nerve-wracking for me because it's been a while. Hi, guys. Hello. I see a lot of familiar names. Thank you so much for... So thank you, new subscribers, and also my old subscribers for staying with me and missing me as well. So I've got a lot of messages from you guys telling me that you guys miss me and when is the next lesson, and I didn't find it pressuring at all. Maybe a little bit, but I honestly found it really, it made me really happy because, it means that you guys think about me. You guys haven't forgotten about me. So I really appreciate that, guys. So there is a good reason why I haven't been able to upload lessons on YouTube. And it's because, as simple as it sounds, I have been busy. And I know this is a lame excuse because I don't have to be busy, but I let myself become busy because I suck at time management and I suck at saying no. So I have been doing a lot of things that I didn't know at first would make me this tired and this busy. So yes, that is the reason why I haven't been able to focus on YouTube. And I also had one video that was supposed to be up last week, but I didn't finish it. So it was a paid promotion video of a really good channel, a Korean channel, but I failed to make it, so I had to apologize to the channel and everything, but thankfully they understood that. And just everything has been so hectic, and I'm so sorry about it. But I wanted to, so I started making videos, like I started to, come up with the idea of making a lesson, but I kind of had that block because I haven't been making it for a while. So I thought I would do, an impromptu live session for me to get that hang, get that flow back of being on YouTube. So yes, I thought doing a live Q&A would be a great idea, for me to get back on track and also communicate with you guys and catch up with you guys. So, so if you guys have any questions, please write it in the chat. How do you say? The chat section. I would appreciate that very much. Did you eat today? Oh yes, of course I have eaten today. Yes, because it's nighttime. It's very late. It's 11:30, but I decided to do live with you guys, even if it's late, because I'm not sleepy at all. What is this lesson about? Oh, this lesson is just a Q&A session. So you guys feel free to answer any questions that you had, and I will read some of the questions that stand out the most and answer it for you. Suggest some ebooks, storybooks. Okay. Oh, so guys, So I'm not the best person to ask for book suggestion, so I will save that question to later, maybe in a proper, edited Q&A video, and I will try to research books. Okay, I see a lot of comments. I'm trying to find... Oh, what does 이에요 mean at the end of the sentence? What does 이에요 mean? And what does 타나 ending mean? Oh, okay. So 이에요 and 타나요. Okay. So I know that there are various, you guys are at different levels, right? There are many people here, so I know that you guys are not at the same level, but 이에요. I will start explaining 이에요 since I got the question. So thank you for asking. So 이에요 is sometimes used 에요, and it's basically a way to say something is a noun or someone is a noun. And what this 이에요 and 에요 corresponds to is. And it only precedes the noun. And same with 이에요. Noun has to follow 이에요 to mean something is noun or something are or I am, you are noun. So that's, you can think of it that way. So there's like more grammar involved, which is, okay, so let me go more in depth. So 이다 and 이에요 comes from 이다 verb. Sorry. 이에요 and 에요 comes from 이다 verb, which means to be. And when you say noun 이다, it means to be a noun. So something is, are, noun, right? So when you say I am Vicky, you can say 저는 비키예요. And this means I am Vicky. So you can think of 에요 as a present conjugation of 이다. Right? So it means I am Vicky. And the reason why there is 에요 instead of 이에요 is because of how the noun looks like. So if the noun, preceding noun, ends in no 받침, then you can put 에요. And if the noun ends in 받침, like you see here, this is 받침, right? Then you can put 이에요. So if you say like 지수는 학생이에요, it means 지수 is a student. So that's what 이에요 does. So that's like the basic of 이에요. And okay, I'm getting a lot of questions. So it's hard for me to choose. I remember I got a question that went like this. 차나, right? 차나. What is 차나? Sentence ending, right? And that's a good question. So 차나 is a sentence ending that is used when you're talking about what both the speaker and the listener know. So for example, let's say, so the rule goes, you put the stem of the verb and then put the question ending, 차나. So if you want to say Korean, let's say, Trisha. Thank you so much, Trisha. Thank you for the gift. Thank you for the donation, Trisha. That was very unexpected, but thank you. Okay. So if you say 지수는 한국어 공부하잖아. 지수는 한국어 공부하잖아. Sorry, so I'm messing up with the spacing here because this notebook is quite small, but there should be a space between 한국어 and 공부하다. So when you say 지수는 한국어 공부하잖아, it's a combination of 공부하다, which means to study, right? And 차나. So when you're saying this, the listener already knows that 지수 studies Korean as well as you, the speaker. So this is what both the speaker and the listener knows. So in that case, you can say 지수는 한국어 공부하잖아. 지수 한국어 공부하잖아. You know that, right? You know 지수 studies Korean, right? And then you continue with the rest of the things that you're going to say. So for example, like you can also say 너 한국어 공부하잖아. You study Korean, right? 너 한국어 공부하잖아. 내가 좋은 a good 한국어 책을, good Korean book, 한국어 책을 찾았어. I found a really good Korean book. So that's how you can use 잖아, something that you and I both know. You study Korean, right? And I happen to have found a really good Korean book. So that's how you can say it. And big shots. Please don't spam. Sorry, but I will try to read your comment. Thanks for the slide. Please teach me 비읍 sound. Okay. 비읍 sound. Okay. 비읍 sound. 비읍 sound. So you are talking about 비읍 sound as in 받침 sound, right? So that's actually a good question. So 비읍 itself is so I don't remember what your username was. Big shots, right? You are talking about 비읍 as 받침, right? 받침. So for example, like 감사합니다. Why is it sound 감사합니다, right? 감사합니다. 감사합니다. So 감사합니다. So this is actually one of the consonant assimilation that happens when 비읍 받침 and 니은 consonant gets combined. So it becomes, so if you enunciate it, you can read it 합니다. 감사합니다. 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 So if you say it like this, everybody will understand. However, for your own sake, for your own comfort, you can also just say, you can try saying 합니다 really fast. 합니다, 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 합니다. And it sounds like 합니다, 합니다, right? 합니다. So this is, there's actually like, so I was going to do one consonant assimilation video. I actually have done it in the past. It was a year ago, I think. But I kind of made it sound like it's a very like serious rule and you have to remember every rule in consonant assimilation, but that's actually not necessary. You can just think of it as a comfort. So it's much more comfortable and it's actually a scientific phenomenon. Like it's a very natural phenomenon, phonetic phenomenon that happens when you pronounce it. So you can think of it that way. But there are a lot of examples of consonant assimilation and this is just one of them. So that's why 합니다, it sounds like 합니다, 합니다, 합니다. 네. 그 다음에 비읍 is 비읍 when it's not 받침, when it's 받침. So 비읍 itself has somewhere between b and p sound. B. So I have actually done a video on this. It's called Korean pronunciation tips video, I think it was. 잠시만요, 여러분. 잠시만요. Just for a moment, guys. I will link that video to you and you can check it. So I'm not sure if I can post the link in the chat. I'm not sure if it will go to the how do you say, the spam section. I don't know. But here's the video, so you can check it out. Oh, Jilly, right? Oh, wow, that's a very smart way to ask the question. Thank you, Jilly. Thank you, Jilly. And I will answer your question. So when you have 봐 is the okay, that's a good question. I see. So 봐, so if you guys have studied Hangul, you guys know that it's supposed to sound b, wa, right? So in romanization, of course, I don't recommend studying pronunciation with romanization, but this is just for our convenience. So 봐, it's supposed to sound 봐, 봐, 봐. But sometimes we just pronounce it pa, pa. And it's not because W sound becomes silent. It's more because, sometimes even if you don't enunciate it, people do understand what you're saying. So for example, like 이거 봐, 이거 봐, 이거 봐, 이거 봐, 이거 봐. So if you kind of read it fast, you can say 이거 봐, 이거 봐, 이거 봐, 이거 봐, right? So this is not really because W itself is a silent sound. It's more because it's just how to explain it? So same in English, guys. Same in English. So I don't know if it's the right example, but in English, you guys also don't enunciate every pronunciation. One of the examples would be you are. Okay, I'm not sure if it's a correct, correct comparison, but in English, you don't always say you are, right? You guys say your, right? And it's something similar. It's mostly catered to the comfort. So that's why it happens, not because of some fanatic reason. I hope this cleared out your question, Jilly. And thank you so much for the donation. And twice, 다현 fan. 올 때면 으면 please. 스럽다, grammar please. 그래서 mean. 스럽다. Oh, okay, so a lot of people are curious about 스럽다, right? 스럽다. Ah! So you guys are talking about 사랑스럽다, right? 사랑스럽다, and what other words are there that contain 스럽다? Can you guys give me examples? Because I don't know, right now, I kind of cannot remember. 스럽다. I'm sure there's, 자랑스럽다. And what else? Can you guys think of anything? Please. And what is the difference between 누구 and 누가? Okay, so that is a question that I will answer. 자연스럽다, nail art guy. Thank you. 자연스럽다. Okay, so with these three examples, let me explain about like 스럽다. Okay, so 스럽다 is when a word contains 스럽다, it's an adjective, and 스럽다. 한국인스럽다. Okay. So, okay. So 스럽다 means like itself means so 스럽다 itself is not used. Oh, Jilly, I will get back to your question soon. Thank you, Jilly, so much. After this, I will get back to your question. 스럽다. So 스럽다 itself is 스럽다 is not used in itself, but it's always mixed with another noun. So here, 사랑 means noun, and 사랑스럽다, when combined, becomes an adjective that means lovely. And 자랑스럽다. So 자랑 has a complicated meaning. So 자랑 means proudness, but then it also means like boasting as well. But 자랑스럽다 is a good word that means to be proud of someone or something. And 자연스럽다, 자연 means nature, and when it's combined with 스럽다, it becomes a meaning of natural. So 스럽다 means, even if it's not used in itself, it means it is like that. It is like love. 스럽다. So it's like love. So it's lovely. So it's like proudness. So I'm proud. So it's like nature. So it's natural. So if you guys have taken the adjective conjugation lesson, you guys know about the irregular, 비읍 받침 irregular rule, right? So when they're conjugated in present tense, how you can do it is you delete 비읍 받침 and put 워. So you can say 사랑스러워, to mean something or someone is lovely. And 자랑스러워. 자랑스러워. I'm proud. Like, 난 네가 자랑스러워. I'm really proud of you. 난 네가 자랑스러워. And 자연스러워 means like something is natural. So like your pronunciation, 네 발음 진짜 자연스러워. Your pronunciation is really natural. 자연스러워. So that's how you can use 스럽다. And I briefly, checked the comment section and someone wrote 만족스럽다. So 만족스럽다. So I think you can guess what 만족스럽다 means if you know the word 만족. 만족 means satisfaction. So if something is 만족스럽다, it's like it's very satisfying. Like the result is satisfying. So like 저는 저는 제 한국어 실력이 so 한국어 실력 means like my Korean skill. 한국어 실력이 만족스러워요. It's like I'm very satisfied with my Korean skill. 제 한국어 실력이 만족스러워요. So you can use it like this. So these are like the proper words, the words that does exist in Korean language, like in Korean dictionary. But we also do something with 스럽다. So we combine it with a noun and say 스럽다 to mean something or someone is like a noun. So if you say, 저 사람 한국인스럽다. Can you guess what it means? That person is very 한국인스럽다. 한국인 means Korean person. So when you say, 저 사람 되게 한국인스러워. It's like, that person has a Korean person vibe. Like, that person looks like Korean. Oh, wow. 한국인스러워. 한국인스러워. Or like someone, or you can also say like, so this is not like the proper word, but we just do it for fun. This is not the proper word, but when you do hear it, you can just think of it as like, our way of playing with words. So when you say like someone is 바보스럽다. 바보스러워. So 바보 means like stupid, right? Stupid. So 바보 is not like a swear word. It's a very cute word. Of course, it's sometimes offensive because it can sometimes mean, it's sometimes referred to like intellectually disabled people, 바보. But usually it's just a playful word that we use to tease others. But when you say like, 너 되게 바보스러워, it's like, you're like a stupid person, like you're stupid. 바보스러워. So this is also one way of teasing someone. So 바보 is not a swear word. Some people think of it as like an idiot, but like it's not as strong as the English word idiot. It's just like, you stupid, 바보. And I hope that clarified, guys. Actually, let's go back up and go back to Jilly's question. Okay, so is that the same for other words that are similar? And I hate romanization. I listen to a lot of confused sometimes. Is that the same for a lot of words that are similar? So what Jilly asked was about 과, right? 과. Not for every word though. Not for every word. So for example, like 사과 means an apple, and 화가 means an artist, and what else? 과, 놔. 가나 twara moi bois soa wa 와 cha 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 qua 화, 화, 화. Okay. So 사과 means an apple. 사과 means an apple. And 사과. So here, 사과. If you say 사과. It doesn't sound proper actually. For 파, sometimes you can just say 파. But for 사과, if you say 사과, you're gonna sound like a baby. I am not sure exactly why. It's not okay with 사과, but it's okay with 파. But just for now, I want you to know that it's not for every word that looks similar. So 화가 means an artist, like a painter, as in artist as in a painter. And here when you say 하가 instead of 화가, it's people are not going to understand what you're trying to say. So you have to enunciate 화가. So, but for the word 놔, so 놔 means like, let go. And we sometimes say 나. 이거 나, 이 손 나, let go of my hand, 이 손 나. And we just say 나, and people understand it. So, I am sorry, but I cannot really explain why it's that way. I hope you know what I mean though. And for 와 as well, it means to come. So it's like, 일로 와, 이리 와, like come here. Like if you say 이리 아, it's just gonna sound really weird. So that's how it is. But I hope it answered your question. And okay, so sorry, I don't understand Chinese. Sorry. Could you translate it in English? And Eunha Kim, thank you. Oh, thank you so much. I missed you too. I missed you guys too. Eunha Kim, thank you. And I think someone asked about. Okay, Robin's helping me out with Chinese. Wow, that's so cool. It's global. It's very global. It's really cool. I think someone. 해버리다. 도록. Okay, so we got the question 누구, difference between 누구 and 누가, right? And also 도록. Okay, so 도록. So Kurth asked about 도록. And 도록 has a lot to explain. It's a good question. I understand where the confusion is coming from, and there's a lot to explain about 도록. So I will save it for later. I hope you understand Kurth, but I will answer your 버리다 auxiliary verb. So these two are the questions that we have. So let me explain 누구, the difference between 누구 and 누가. So we basically teach 누구 as a question word that means who. 누구. So when you say like 누구세요? So it can also be 누구예요? Oh, Jilly, thank you. Thank you so much. I really, really appreciate it, Jilly. I am sorry I haven't been of much help, but I hope it helped you understand some of the things about, Korean pronunciation. And thank you. And then moving on to 누구세요 and 누구예요, it means like who are you or who is it. So if you guys know about 세요 ending, it's being more respectful. So they both mean the same thing, except that 누구세요 is used with honorific verb. So 누구세요, 누구예요 means who is it, who are you, and also you can say like 누구 좋아해. Like who do you like? 누구 좋아해? Who do you like? Like 방탄소년단에서 누구 좋아해? 방탄소년단에서 누구 좋아해? What I just said means who do you like in BTS? 방탄소년단에서 누구 좋아해? So 누구 is generally used as who, but you will also see 누가, right? 누가. Like 누가 왔어? Who came? Or 누가 누가 가르쳐줬어? 누가 가르쳐줬어요? Like who taught you? Who taught you? So it also means who. Then what is the difference between 누구 and 누가? So to put it simply, 누구 combined with the subject marking particle 가 becomes 누가. So by this you can notice that, oh, okay, so 누가 is only used when it is the subject of the sentence, the subject that is marked with 가. So that is the difference between 누가 and 누구. But here still you might be confused, but I saw them interchangeably used. Then what does that mean? So let me put it this way. Okay, so 누가 너를 좋아해? 누가 너를 좋아해? 누가 너를 좋아해? And 누가 요리했어? 누가 요리했어? Oh, Iris! Hello, Iris! Oh, I'm so great. It's so great to see you. Thank you so much for all the support you've been giving me. Wow, it's so nice to see you. Iris, thank you. 감사합니다, 아이리스 씨. 아이리스 씨 한국어 너무너무 잘해서 진짜 보기 좋아요. 진짜. 계속 응원할게요. 정말 감사합니다. 정말 감사합니다. 누가 요리했어요? And what else? 누가 한국어를 공부해? 한국어를 공부해? So here, who likes you? Who cooked? Who studies Korean? So who is in the subject sentence, right? Subject place. It's in the subject position. So when who is in the subject place, you can use 누가. And you cannot say 누구 here. You cannot say 누구 because it's a subject place. Saint Miguel, thank you so much. Thank you very much. So you cannot use 누구 here because it's supposed to be subject. So that's when you can use 누가. However, okay, this is hard. Sorry. I thought I got it all clear, but right now I'm confused. So 누가. And 너 누구 좋아해? 너 누구 좋아해? Sorry, it's becoming, unnecessarily long, guys. I'm sorry. I'm kind of confused here too because let me explain why I'm confused after we do 누구 part. 누구를 도와줘요? Who do you help? Or like 누구를 지수가 누구를 만나요? So here 너 누구 좋아해? It's like you like whom, right? You like who. So here who is in the object part, then that's when you can say 누구. And also 누구를 도와줘요? Like who do you help? Who do you help? So who is the someone that is being helped by you, right? So it's an object. So that's when you can say 누구. And you can also mark it with the object marking particle and say 누구를. So here as well, you can also say 누구를. And here as well, 지수가 누구를 만나요? It's like 지수 meets whom? Who does 지수 meet, right? So that's when you can say 누구. And you cannot say 누가, 너 누가 좋아해? Or 누가 도와줘요? Or 지수가 누가 만나요? When you want to say like who are you helping? Who is she meeting? Or who do you like? Right? Krishna, thank you. I will get back to your question. So that's basically the basic difference. However, what I am confused is, what I'm confused about as well is when we say who came, we say, so the correct way, I'm pretty sure you can guess now, right? Is 누가 왔어요? 누가 왔어요? Because who is the someone that who came, right? Who did that verb. So who is a subject. So you can say 누가 왔어요? However, we also say 누구 왔어요 here. 누구 왔어요? 누구 왔어요? When we say, who came. 누구 왔어요? 누구 왔어요? Oh, I get it. Okay. So here, sorry. So here, 누구 means somebody here. So 누구 can also mean somebody. So when you mean somebody, then that's when you can use 누구, even if it's a subject place. So I know that this is not like the most organized explanation, but I hope you understood it. But if you didn't, please leave it in the comment below, and I will try to explain this again. So let me just give you a brief, summary of it. So 누구 is basically used in the object part, and 누가 is the combination of 누구 and 가. So it's used at subject place. But 누구 can also sometimes be used in subject place if it means somebody. Somebody. So 누구 왔어요? Did somebody come? 누구 왔어요? 누구 갔어요? Like, did somebody go? 누구 갔어요? You can use it like this. And Krishna. Can you explain terms like 1등, 1회, and other examples of such? First of all, thank you very much. But 1등, 1회. 1등, 1회. Actually, it would have been better if you could clarify a little more, but I think I get what you mean. 1등, 1회. 한 번. 1등. Okay, so 1등 means first place. And 1회 means one time. 1회, 2회, 1등, 2등, 3등, 4등. I really hope I could, if I could get like a more clarified version of your question, Krishna. So would it be possible for you to? Okay, I'll just explain based on what I think your question was. So 1등 means first place. So when you say like, okay, so let's use this part of the paper. So 1등, 2등, 3등, 4등, 5등, 6등 are used to mark the place. I mean, so I won the first place award, I won the second place award, third place award, that kind of place. So 등 kind of means rank. So 1등 means first place, and you would have already noticed that it's used with Sino number, right? So 1등 means first place. And when you say 저 1등 했어요, it goes with the verb 하다 to mean I got the first place. 1등 했어요. And 2등, second place, third place, fourth place, fifth place, and sixth place. But when we say, so that's how we say first place, second place, when we're talking about place. But the word first itself can be written like this. 첫 번째, 두 번째, 세 번째. So what do you call these kinds of words in English? I forgot. How do you call the words like first, second, third, fourth? Cardinal. Oh, cardinal, right? Cardinal. Ordinal. Is it cardinal or ordinal? Oh, it's ordinal. Sorry. So this is the ordinal words in Korean. So 첫 번째, first. 두 번째, second. 세 번째, third. 네 번째. So this isn't really difficult if you guys know the Sino-Korean number. Pure Korean number. Oh, so what's I guess interesting or even annoying about Korean numbers is that sometimes it is correct to use Sino-Korean number and sometimes it is correct to use native Korean number. And just like we've seen with 등, 1등, 2등, 3등, it's correct to use it with Sino-Korean number. However, when we're talking about ordinal number itself, it's correct to go with pure Korean number. So there's a lot to remember about the uses of the words. Uses of the numbers. But you'll have noticed that 번째, the ordinal number, 번째 is used with pure Korean number, right? Except for 첫 번째. So it's not 한 번째. You cannot say it with 한 번째 just because in Korean, the pure Korean number for one is 하나. It doesn't use 하나 here. It uses 첫. Only for the first place. Only for the first place it's different. 첫 번째. And for the rest of it, you go with the rest of the native Korean numbers. So 첫 번째, 두 번째, 세 번째, 네 번째, 다섯 번째, 여섯 번째. Oh, and let me teach you kind of like a slang word, guys. Slang word. So there is a slang word that means so when you watch a video and you comment in the video like I'm first, I'm second, I'm the first to comment, right? You can say 일바. 일바 means like, oh, I'm the first. I came here the first. 일바. 나 일바야. 내가 일바야. So you can use it like this. Okay, so yes. And for 1회 is world M. I will get back to your question. 1회 is so that's how you can say first place and also like the ordinal numbers in Korean. And for 1회, 회 is used when you're talking about the time. So I did it one time. You can say 1회. Or I did it twice, 2회. So you can notice that 회 is used with Sino-Korean number. And this is the same as 한 번, 두 번, 세 번, 네 번, 다섯 번, 여섯 번. So they mean the same thing. 회 and 번. 회 and 번. 회 and 번 means the same thing. It's not always interchangeable. That we're going to learn in a separate lesson. But you can remember that they both mean time, like how many times you did something. And with 회, you go with Sino-Korean number 1회, 2회, 3회. One time, two times, three times. And for 번, you go with pure Korean number. 한 번, 두 번, 세 번. Okay, and moving back to, could you explain the 좋겠어요 ending? From what I studied, it could be used as the future tense or you must be, and I guess. Oh, first of all, thank you so much for the donation. And 좋겠어요 ending. Okay, 좋겠어요. Okay, tricky question. Tricky question. 좋겠어요. Okay, so 나는. So yes, just like you said, it's a guess. It's a guess. And it's also it's a guess. And you must be, yes, future tense, you must be. 진짜 덥겠어요. It's a guess. And or you must be. 저는 공부를 열심히 하겠어요. 저는 공부를 열심히 하겠어요. It also sometimes means determination. Determination. 겠어요. Sorry guys, let me check. Let me get some help from the internet, guys. 겠어요. Okay. Here, they clarified it here. The KoreanTopic.com has a really good explanation. Okay, so 겠어요, you can basically think of it as largely two meanings. So 겠어요 ending would mean I will, or I plan to, or I decide to, or I decide to. And second, it's a meaning of something looks like that or something sounds like that. So this goes back to the meaning of guess. Oh, it looks like it will be hot. 덥겠어요. So it's a guess, right? So you can basically remember it as these two meanings. So let's look at some example sentences. So 저는 이제부터 from now on, 이제부터 공부를 study 열심히 hard 하겠어요. Do, right? 공부를 열심히 하겠어요. It's like I plan to study from now on. Study hard from now on. 저는 이제부터 공부를 열심히 하겠어요. So this one has the meaning of will, plan to, or decide to. But 이제부터 열심히 공부를 하겠어요. 네네네. So that's the meaning of decide to. But there are other sentence endings that mean, I decide to, or I plan to, or I will, like 할 거예요, or 할래요. And actually we did a class on it on Discord, and I will make sure to do it on YouTube as well, because I think that's what one of what confuses learners the most, the future tense ending. So we'll look at it in our further lesson. And it also means looks, sound. So when you say, 지수씨, 정말 피곤하겠어요. There's not enough space. 피곤하겠어요. So it's like, you must be really tired. Like, you look tired. You sound tired. It's like a guess, right? 지수씨 정말 피곤하겠어요. So I actually disagree with this meaning. Looks, sounds. It's more like a guess. Like, I guess you're really tired. 지수씨 정말 피곤하겠어요. 지수씨 정말 피곤하겠어요. I guess you're really tired. Or like, 한국어 진짜 어렵겠어요. Or actually, yeah. It can also mean look and sound. Sorry about that, guys. It can also mean look and sound, because here, 한국어 진짜 어렵겠어요. It's like, I'm guessing, Korean must be really hard. So it can also mean Korean sounds really hard. So you could basically think of it as a guess. 겠어요 kind of sounds like guess, right? So that would be easy to remember. 겠어요 and guess, they sound similar. So that's one way you can remember it, I guess. 겠어요, guess. And 한국 한번 갈 수 있다면 좋겠어요. 네네, 좋겠어요. 면 좋겠어요. Okay, so we have a really good follow-up expression. 면 좋겠다. So here as well, 겠다 is used, right? 겠다. And it's usually used in sentence as 면 좋겠어요. Conjugated. 면 좋겠어요. 좋겠어요. So it literally means, you know, it would be, or it would be good, 좋다, right? It would be good if verb. So that's the literal translation of this meaning. And if you expand it a little bit, it becomes a meaning of I hope. I hope verb. So it would be nice if verb, so it means I hope verb. So for example, like, I hope I speak good Korean. 저는 한국어를 잘하면 좋겠어요. 전 한국어를 잘하면 좋겠어요. So the verb is 한국어를 잘하다, right? Which means to be good at Korean. To speak good Korean. 저는 한국어를 잘하면 좋겠어요. Literally, it means it would be good if I speak good Korean, but you can translate it as I hope my Korean is good. 저는 한국어를 잘하면 좋겠어요. Or you can also say like, 내일 비가 안 오면 좋겠어요. 내일 비가 안 오면 좋겠어요. 내일 비가 안 오면 좋겠어요. So tomorrow 비가 안 오면, right? Rain doesn't come 면 좋겠어요. I hope, right? I hope it doesn't rain tomorrow. 비키쌤이랑 식당에서 먹을 수 있다면 좋겠어요. Thank you. Please upload this. Oh, hi, Sonia. Hi, Sonia. And yes, I will upload this live. And how do you pronounce chi? 저는 한국어를 잘하면 좋겠어요. 그렇지만 너무 어려워요. That's a good sentence. chi. So somebody asked about the pronunciation of chi. So chi means mouse. chi. 지다. Yeah. I think sometimes it can be pronounced like chi. 지다. But for listener's sake, I think it would be best if you kind of enunciate the we sound and say chi. 지다. Oh, and there's also another interesting expression that comes from chi. 발에 지나다. I don't know how to say that in English. 다리에 지나다. English. 발에 지나다. So we also say, so chi itself means mouse, but we also say like we got mouse on our foot or on our leg. It means, so it's used when your legs, so when you sit for a long time and your muscle kind of gets, how do you say, can you help me out with this? Guys, in the comment section, that would be awesome. 그러면 좋겠어요. 그러면 좋겠어요. It's like, muscle spasm. So it also, sorry. So G also means like spasm. 다리에 쥐가 났어요. Like numb. Yeah. Going numb. Yes. Kind of numb. Numb would be a better word. Yes. Dead leg. So 다리에 쥐 났어요. 다리에 쥐가 났어요. So you can say like, I'm trying to find the empty space. Okay, so 다리에 쥐가 났어요. 다리에 쥐가 났어요. It's like on my legs, I got 쥐. I got numb. I got spasm. I got cramps. 쥐가 났어요. And speaking of nada verb, so there was one interesting explanation from one of my learners. So there are a lot of like nouns. I mean, a lot of nouns that is used with nada verb. For example, 화나다. 화나다. And 지나다 is one of them. 화나다, 지나다. And there was more. Nada. Nada. Nada, nada. Sorry guys, let me check it. Nada. Nada, nada. Sorry guys. Nada. Also, there's also 질투나다. And what nada? What else was there? 잠깐만요. Did it with one student on? Okay. 냄새나다. 냄새나다. And 기억나다. Okay. So there are many verbs that has nada in it, like 화나다, 지나다. We just learned it, right? To get muscle spasm or get numb on your legs. And 질투나다, 냄새나다, 기억나다. And 나다 is used after a noun when it's, it's not intentional, when it's something that's out of your control. When it's a verb, when it's an action that is out of your control. So 나다 itself means to arise or to happen or to appear. So for example, 화나다 means anger. So when you say 화나다, it means to get angry. So literally it means your anger appears. And anger is something that is considered not, it's something that doesn't happen intentionally. It's just an emotion that is not controlled, right? You don't get angry because you want to. It just happens, right? So in that case, you can use 나다. So 화나다 is one example. 지나다 as well. It's not intentional. Nobody wants their legs to get numb, right? In that case, you can also use 지나다. And 질투나다. So 질투 means jealousy. And jealousy, like anger, it's not something that we desire. It just happens, right? And 냄새나다. 냄새, smell. So 냄새나다 means something to smell. And 기억나다. 기억 means like your memory. So when something 기억나다, it means like, oh, you just come up with it. Oh, like I just remembered it. I remembered it. And it's something that happens that is, out of your control, right? You cannot control your memory, right? It just happens. 네네. So you can use it like that. So like, 화났어? 너 화났어? Like, are you angry? Or like, 너 냄새나. Oh, you smell. 너 냄새나. Or 저 고양이 냄새나요. 저 고양이 냄새나요. That cat is smelly. Or 냄새나는 고양이. A smelly cat. You can say it like this. 나다, it's me. That's funny. 발두렁. I think 발두렁 is Korean, right? 맞죠? 한국인 맞죠? 그런 드립이 나오면 한국인인데. 아무튼, and like, 나다. So, 다리를 냄새나다? You can explain how to use that and, okay. That, this, and it. So that's a good question actually, because for different verbs, okay, so I think it would be better if we look at the usage of these verbs, because it's kind of different with every verb. So when you say something smells, you cannot say, okay, so in English as well, when you say something smells, that something is subject, right? So when you mark the subject, you cannot mark it with 을을. You can mark it with 이, 가. Or you can also mark it with 은는. Depends on which one is, correct in by context, right? So when you want to say like, my foot smells, you can say 제 발이 냄새나요. 제 발이 냄새나요. However, it's more common to say, so this is grammatically correct, but we more often say 발에서 냄새나요 when we say it smells in our specific body part. We mostly say in that body part it smells. But the correct form, usually when you say something is smelly, you can say noun, 이가 냄새나다. So 고양이, cat, 고양이가 냄새나요. The cat is smelly. But when you say like it smells in your like a specific body part, you can say 제 발에서 냄새나요. Or 입에서 냄새나요. 입 means mouth, right? 입에서 냄새나요. You have a bad breath. 입에서 냄새나요. 네네. 그렇게 you can say like that. And for the rest of the verbs, I think it will be great if we could take a look at them in more details in our separate lesson. So that will do for now. 달미, 도산아, 15년 전에 너랑 내가 편지 나왔던데 기억나? 맞아요. 와우. 네네네. 기억나? 와우. You recognize it immediately. Of course, that's amazing. It's amazing. And I'm trying to see if I missed anything else. Okay. Maybe not. Okay, so... And, honorific. Okay, so guys, informal, polite. Okay, so guys, I think I have skipped one question, which was 버리다, this auxiliary verb from Kurth, was it? So this will be our last question because it's been an hour and it's 12:30 here, so I really need to go to sleep, guys. I'm sorry. So this will be our last question, 버리다 auxiliary verb, and then we will end the session. But thank you so much for sending in lots of questions. I appreciate you guys' enthusiasm. Okay, so 버리다 verb. So if you guys know about auxiliary verbs are usually a verb that is combined with another verb. So you can also think of it as a verb combination. And for auxiliary verb, when you combine it with another verb, it always has to be conjugated in present tense. So this is a sign that you need to conjugate a verb in present tense. 요. If you see the sign, then you can immediately notice that, conjugate the verb in present tense. So 버리다, when you say like, so let's combine 하다 with the verb 버리다, with the auxiliary verb 버리다. So following the rule, you have to say 해, right? Because you have to conjugate it in present tense. 해버리다. It becomes 해버리다. And the difference between just 하다 and 해버리다 is that we all know that 하다, we know that, right? We know that 하다 means to do. And 해버리다 also means like to do, but it adds more nuance to this verb, as in to like complete that action. So to complete the action of doing. 다 해버리다. So it means that. So when you say 숙제를 했어요. It means like I did my homework, right? 숙제를 했어요. However, if you say 숙제를 다 해버렸어요. It means I have, completed all of my homework. 숙제를 다 해버렸어요. So if I translate it like this doesn't convey all the feelings that are in the sentence, in the verb 버렸어요. So 숙제를 다 해버렸어요. So it has that feeling of, by adding 버리다, by saying 해버리다, it adds that feeling of, wow, like I did it. Oh, like it's so 시원해. It feels so 시원해 that I completed it. So, 숙제 다 해버렸어. It's like, I completed it. So maybe this is not the best explanation, but it adds that feeling. But this is not all, guys. This is not all. So you can also use 버리다 auxiliary verb when you mean to end up verb. To end up verb. To end up verb. So like, so and to end up verb, so it's kind of like it implies your regretfulness. It ended up doing the verb, so I'm kind of regretful that it happened. And the first nuance was the positive one, right? Oh, I feel so 시원, I feel so good, I completed it. But the second meaning is something completely different, right? Regretfulness. So that's where the confusion comes from. But I think you can guess it. You can guess what meaning it's used by context. So 숙제를 다 해버렸어. It's obviously a good thing, right? You feel so 시원해. But when you say like, 저는 울어버렸어요. Let's say 저는 짜증나서 I was annoyed, so 울어버렸어요. So 울어버렸어요 is a mixture of 울다 and 버리다. 울다. So 울다's present tense is 울어. So when you say 울어버렸어요, it's like, oh, I ended up crying, and I'm not really proud of it, but it ended up happening. It's that kind of meaning. 저는 울어버렸어요. 짜증나서 울어버렸어요. But in certain contexts, it can also have the meaning of 시원해. Like, 울어버렸어. 나 그냥 울어버렸어. Like, I cried my feelings out. So it feels so 시원해. You know? So it can have that kind of meaning. So like I said, it's all about the context. You can figure it out by context, whether it means 시원하다, the positive feeling, or regretfulness. And also, there's one more that I would like you guys to know. With some verbs, when it's combined with 버리다, like 잃다 and 잊다. So 잃다 means to lose, like to lose something, like to lose your belonging or something. And 잊다 means to forget. To forget. So 잃다 itself means to lose, and 잃어버리다. So I conjugate it in present tense and use 버리다, combine it with 버리다. It also means to lose, but it means to lose something unintentionally. So 잃다. So you don't. So this might sound kind of weird because you don't lose something intentionally, right? But so let me give you an example of this. So when you say I lost my wallet, so nobody loses their wallet on purpose, right? So that's when you can say, 지갑을 잃어버렸어요. I lost my 지갑. Usually this is the correct translation of I lost my wallet because it makes more sense to say 잃어버리다 rather than 잃다 here. 지갑을 잃었어요. But when you say like, for example, 저는 친구를 잃었어요. 친구를 잃었어요. It means like I lost my friend. Actually, nobody loses their friend intentionally. But here, when you say I lost my friend, it sounds better to use 잃었어요 than like 잃어버렸어요 because okay, I'm kind of lost here. Let me look it up on the internet, guys. Let me get some help from the internet. 김영준님 누나처럼 혹시 김영준님 한국인이세요? 저는 국내파예요. 네, 근데 감사합니다. 근데 교포는 아니에요. 네, 한국어를 훨씬 더 잘합니다. 감사합니다. So 잃다, 잃어버리다. 잃다, 잃어버리다. This is an interesting comparison. So 잃어버리다, that these are physical objects that you lost somewhere. And okay, sorry guys. I have a lot better, explanation. So wow. Okay. 잠깐만, 잊어버렸어요. Okay, for now, since I don't want to confuse you guys, let's just focus on the difference between 잃다 and 잃어버리다, right? 잃다 and 잃어버리다. And let's do the difference between 잊다, right, to forget, and 잊어버리다 later, okay? Sorry about that. So 잃다 is used when you lose things that you can't see or touch. So they're not objects. So sometimes it can be people. So mostly objects. Sorry. It can also be used with people. I see. Now I get it. I got that epiphany. Sorry, guys. It's something you can't see or touch. And 잃어버리다, you say it when you lose physical object. So forget about unintentional and intentional here, guys. And that was a horrible explanation. Sometimes it works that way, but I don't think that's a good explanation. So 지갑 is something physical, right? So when you lose something physical, you can go with 잃어버리다. But you can say I lost a friend, because friend here doesn't necessarily, mean the friend, that person itself, but more like a friendship. So friendship is something that's intangible, right? It's not an object. So here, 잃었어요 also sounds natural. Even if 친구 is a person, you imply friendship by using 친구, right? So 저는 친구를 잃었어요. Or 저는, you can also say 저는 시력을 잃었어요. Or 청각을 잃었어요. Or 목소리를 잃었어요. When you want to say I lost my eyesight. So eyesight is something that's not an object, right? So that's when you can say 잃었어요 instead of 잃어버렸어요. And also 청각, it means your hearing. I lost my hearing and I lost my voice. So these are something that are not, tangible objects, right? So that's when you can use 잃었어요. And when you lost an object, you can say 잃어버렸어요. 지갑을 잃어버렸어요. Or 책을 잃어버렸어요. Or even 돈을 잃어버렸어요. I lost my money. 돈을 잃어버렸어요. So you can say it like this. And okay, so I think we'll have to wrap it up here. But thank you so much, guys, for coming. So unexpectedly, I really didn't expect this many people to come in. But thank you very much, guys. And since it was an impromptu live session, I wasn't able to answer all of your questions, in a very organized way or 100% effectively. But I hope it helped at least some people and with some of the questions. And thank you very much, guys, for coming. Thank you. I really, really appreciate it. And also Robin for being a good moderator, and also for your encouragement and also support. I appreciate that very much. And I will see you in my video that I really, really need to upload because I really have to get back on that YouTube flow. So I will see you guys hopefully soon. I am not sure when exactly I would be uploading the next video, but hopefully soon, yes. Hopefully tomorrow. I really hope I keep that promise, and I will see you guys in the next video. So thank you guys. You guys can leave now. Thank you so much for coming. Bye bye.